So jumping into our first of many PvPs. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Alkione, we have our Chinese Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Offside Esports. It is Firefly. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Taiwanese Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Mystery Gaming. It is Lemon. Here we go. Just catching up in the chat. Just catching up. Is this winner goes through or top 2? Winner, yes. Oh, right. So just to quickly go over the format, for those that are curious, in previous regions, we had top 3 make it through, but for the Asia and for the Americas region, it's only top 1. Not number 1, papi, number 1. So there's only enough room for one of these players to make it into the closed qualifier. The qualifier, because of that, is much more brutal. It's much more brutal. It's a lot less forgiving than the European regional or the Korean regional. So it's very cutthroat here in Asia, and there's only enough room for one, which is unfortunate, but best of luck. Best of luck to everyone involved. There's only enough room for one player. As Firefly is going for a fake proxy pylon. Okay. So standard opener is going to be a 2-gate opener out of Firefly, 2-gate opener out of Lemon. Lemon does throw down his second pylon here next to his gas. Meanwhile, Firefly will hide his second pylon to make it look like he's proxying. That's what's happening right now. This probe from Lemon is looking for the pylon, sees that it's not in the main. He's checking the edge of the main base just in case, and now he's going to have to invest a little bit further here, maybe even send out a second probe or fan out his stalker to look for whether or not there even is a real proxy. You can see now we're checking the natural location. Lemon just trying to figure out what exactly is going on. Next up, he's going to check these mineral walls. We can see that a patch has been mined out, and Lemon may believe that there is a proxy on this location, here on the right-hand side of the map. So he's on the hunt. He's on the hunt, looking for a proxy that doesn't exist. Feels probe, man. Meanwhile, back at home, we're getting into our expansion, going for our Stalker Sentry into follow-up Stalker Sentry opener. Very standard, very safe. We can see Lemon likewise going for an early shield battery just to make sure he is secure against early game aggression. And we can see that Firefly is about to rock up with his additional Stalkers. Shield battery is not done yet. Not done yet as we're going for the sentries. Alas, it looks like we should be able to hold on. And Lemon does zone Firefly away. We do deal some hull damage, at least. But not much more than that. Firefly backs off, and can we intercept? We can! We shut down the hallucination! Uh-oh. Lemon's in the dark, and we respond with a Robo. Yeah, Robo is for Immortal production. If we were up against a 1-base all-in, then Lemon would be ready for it. Would have Immortal capability, of course. As we dive on the army, we try to focus on the sentries. It looks like, oh, we pop the overcharge. We're out of range. We're going to bleed out a sentry. Sentry for a stalker. We go for the 1-to-1 trade. Sentries are quite valuable, especially in the current patch. That's the reason why we are working with so many. We need those hallucinations. Lemon is still in the dark, unaware as to what's going on. But at this stage, now that we've seen no additional stalkers or no additional units in general, we should be feeling pretty safe and sound. And we can see that we're still starting up Immortal production just to be secure. Meanwhile, Firefly is doubling down and going for his own Robo into War Prism. Firefly going to be reinforcing. The Prism does allow the Adepts that are out on the map to actually get into the main. To get into the main base, to get economic damage done as well. Ooh, Lemon throwing down 2 more gateways. Okay, we're set up with 4 gates on 2 bases. That's quite an amount of production here. Firefly checking, we'll get eyes on the Immortal. Is aware. Is aware of the Immortal. And we will be diving into the main. Okay, Stalker Sentry into the main base. We can go for the Force Field. We're going for the Mineral Line. For now, we're just going straight for the mineral line, going for probe kills. Alas, we don't get many, we do get one. Second probe goes down. At the same time, Adepts, they can threaten the shade. And the control from Firefly is good enough. We take down a Stalker. And we escape with every single unit. 3 probe kills at the same time. Adepts, they shed into the natural. They deny mining time. They don't kill too many workers, but again, mining time is denied. Solid damage here for Firefly. Back at home, getting into his own immortal production. Twilight Council's on the way. Additional gateways. We're keeping up with the production of Lemon. With 2 more gates on the way for Firefly, we do recall back home. And the army is spotted. Firefly had the Zelnaga. He spots the main army. He's getting ready. You have a shield battery on the way with an overcharge. The army is amassing. Observer likewise does spot the main army as well. We can see Firefly being proactive. And just zoning back the force. As Lemon backs off, he's expanding, taking a 3rd base. Likewise, Firefly looking for a way in. There we go. So dive into the main. Stalkers are in position. We can punish the Stalkers though. 1 Stalker goes down. We're going for an Adept warping into the main. And behind this, we have Glaives on the way. 2 more gates. Firefly is going for a 2-base all-in. Nice shelting here out of Firefly. Oh my god, he shuts down the Stalkers! And even without the reinforcements, he's trading well. The Immortals will get the hell out of here. The Adepts, they get into the main base, into the mineral line. 3, 4 more probes going down. Oh, this is getting out of hand. This is getting out of control. 6 more probes. And we get 7. Oh, not quite. Meanwhile, the Immortals, they just juggle down to low ground. Getting a pylon. Catching another Immortal. Ooh, they bring it down. And Lemon, he's getting pulled apart. He just cannot keep up. Not with this. As we get another Stalker. And remember, behind this, we have how many gateways? 6. 6 gateways on 2 bases. We have a massive army. We are expanding and taking a 3rd base, but this move out is very committed. Very committed move out here from Firefly. The prison can meet up and we can just reinforce. We can warp in on the front lines. 6 units at a time. And here comes the warp in. Just mass Glaive Adept. And here they come. They're looking to dabble the army. We have sentries. We have force fields. Firefly does rotate around, looking for another way in. And he's just picked Lemon apart already, even before the fight did occur. Nice force fields. Army is cut up. Alas, we rotate over towards the natural. Shield battery goes down. The overcharge, not going to come into play. Oh, these Immortals looking a bit exposed. The Adepts are busy in the mineral line. They get 12 probe kills. But they need to support the main army. There we go, another massive warp in. 6 Adepts at a time. And Firefly does overwhelm. GG gets called. Firefly takes game number 1. GG. Very impressive game there out of Firefly. He was just all over Lemon with the drop play, with the Adept harass, with the initial opener as well. Was all over him. And with that, Firefly takes a lead. But I want to believe we can bounce back. You know, that may have been a bit of a rougher game for Lemon. But here coming into game 2, I'm sure we can take a bit of a breather, take a moment, and settle on in. We shall see as we are getting ready for that second game. Meanwhile, just catching up with the chat. Catching up. Here we go. You can hear the beeps. It looks like game number 2 is going to be on Oceanport. Here we go. Will be a cast for every match on the brackets? Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. There aren't that many casters to provide coverage, so we're doing our best to cover as much as we can. We're doing our best. But here we go, we're settling in and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn. We have our red Protoss player from land of China representing Offside Esports, leading the series 1-0. It is Firefly. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Taiwanese Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Mystery Gaming. It is Lemon. Go. I wonder why Storm has been less popular in PvT. It's been, I would say, rising in popularity for a very, very long time. Like Colossus, like Phoenix Colossus was the meta for a very long time. Nowadays, I would say the PvT has been more diverse. With, you know, Storm play and of course Disruptor play as well. But I think as is being stated in the chat, it does feel very stylistic. Like for example, a player like Creator is a little more fond of High Templar and Storm play, for example. You've got Classic, who's known for rushing into Sky Toss against Terran in PvT. Like he's known for whenever you give him like a moment to breathe, he will throw down like a Fleet Beacon and 2 Stargates and like rush into carriers. Like it does feel like a lot of the Protoss players right now are a little bit stylistic in that way. So the amount of like Storm play that you see in PvT just does kind of depend on who you're casting, who you're watching. At least it feels to be the case. For now, we're settling in. Going to be settling into our PvP. Once again, 2 gate openers. This time, no fake proxy. It is going to be double Adept out of Firefly, and it is going to be a singular sentry out of Lemon. You can see a Zealot's being made, but the reason why you make the Zealot here is to cancel and to make it look like you're making 2 units. The goal here is to be as greedy as possible. As you can see, very fast expansion. Very greedy play here out of Lemon, going for a single unit opener into the expand. Firefly is aware. Firefly does confirm with the probe. He wasn't able to block just because it was faked out by that, you know, fake building unit. And now the pressure is on Firefly to try to punish the greed of Lemon, as Firefly is going for a Stargate first before expand. And likewise, even a pylon block as well will delay the expansion. Firefly, do we take the unnatural? Natural! We do. A brutal moment here. So we're forced to expand elsewhere. It's going to be a very exposed base. Lemon will confirm the location of the natural. And we'll see what kind of damage Lemon can get done. Again, this is a position, or this is a scenario that does occur from time to time in PvP. Forced to expand elsewhere. Depths do shade into the main. 2 probes, 3 probes. Oh my god! 5 probes! And we still have the Adept. And we can still we can still shade in. We shouldn't get much more damage done with only 1 Adept, but very nice damage dealt here already by Firefly, getting 6 probe kills. We had 1 extra here back at home. And we spoke about how we have to punish the greed of Lemon. I mean, we already have. Sure, Lemon has a faster expansion, but Firefly now has the worker lead. And we're not done. Remember, it was a Stargate opener. We still have the Oracle. We still have the Oracle as well. And we're headed for the natural. And just like that, 2 more probes go down. Did I say 2? We get... Oh, bit of a misclick. Bit of miscontrol. Did it focus down those rocks? But 2 probes nonetheless. We have a second Oracle coming in. Second Oracle coming into play. As Lemon is going to be pushing through the southern half. We'll come across the 3rd. Alright, the natural. At the 3rd location. Firefly will be able to defend. He does warp in time. Meanwhile, 2 Oracles can one-shot probes. And we're headed for the main. We will manage to catch 2 more workers. 3 more workers even. 3 workers go down. Throughout the course of this game, looking at the units lost, that's been 11 probe kills. And again, Firefly does have the economic lead. Behind this, working towards the Robo. Here's going to be that Robo follow-up. Once again. The Oracles are being a little bit brave here, but once we get 4 more probes! Just punishing the lack of shield battery, lack of army in position. Ay. What is that, 15? 15 worker kills already. That's an entire mineral line. And Lemon can't really move out. Yeah, he's taking a third. Like we have no pushing power. We have no production behind this. We're expanding, taking a third base. The goal here is to try to contain the red Protoss player, to contain Firefly. And just give ourselves some breathing room. And Lemon is being active. Lemon has potential with force fields. Remember, Firefly does not have blink. So these force fields could slice up the army and we can take a fight. But Lemon doesn't take his chances, he backs off, and what do we see out of Firefly? Just like game number 1, massive gateway explosion. This is once again a 2-base all-in. Firefly, he's got 5 gates on the way, 3 already done. It's going to be an 8-gate setup with glaives and immortal production. Very similar to game 1. Just hyper aggression from Firefly, and it makes sense. Once you cripple the economy of your opponents, you know that Lemon is vulnerable right now. He's vulnerable, replacing all those workers, expanding, trying to catch up economically, investing in his resources in things that aren't his army. As a result, his army is going to be that much smaller, that much weaker, much less complexity in it, and Lemon is vulnerable. Lemon is vulnerable, and we're pushing. Prism's on the way. The main army's moving out. Now, because of the force field potential, Lemon can try to hold on to the ramp. I say that the sentries are further back. They're not with the main army. The army is spotted. Adept's getting caught out. But who catches who? Again, we have 8 gateways. I mean, last game it was a 6 gates, 2-base all-in. Here it's 8 gateways, so not much more committed. Last game we also expanded. Here there is no expansion. Here we go, we have Oracles once again into the natural. Firefly diving on the main army. Stutter stepping forward. Would you pop the overcharge, but the Adepts, they shade in. They focus on the shield battery. Shield battery goes out, the Immortals, they go ham. The Prism, a little bit too far out of range, won't be able to save the Immortals. We don't need to. We don't need to save the Immortals. GG. Firefly will snowball out of control and will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the semifinals. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations, Firefly, looking strong here in this series in the quarterfinals. Able to bring down his opponent. Able to take down Lemon at 2-0 in very similar fashions in both games. Able to just out multitask, able to just spread him thin, pull him apart, and just, yeah, just very active style here out of Firefly. Do love to see it. And with that, Firefly does take the win. And now we have to look for our next series. We have to try to figure out where we are headed next. Exclamation mark B.